things. So if you hear somebody say Hanukkah menorah or a menorah we use for Hanukkah, we do mean Hanukkah. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's just an American tradition, and it will not likely to change because it's been going on for a long time. And so people, once something gets going, whether it's correct or incorrect, it doesn't matter. It will just keep on going. So whether call them Hanukkah menorahs if you must, but technically they call Hanukkah. So if I say Hanukkah, you know exactly what I mean. If I say menorah, you know I'm talking about the Hanukkah menorah right now. Although usually when I say menorah, I really mean the seven light lamp that was burning in the temple in the ancient days. So as I mentioned, most of the Hanukkahs do kind of sort of look like the temple menorah. Maybe, maybe not. It really depends because that's not always the case. Our Hanukkah lamps,
so
whether today they are oil filled,
I have an idea.
or they have candles, or they're LED. This is the new latest thing. Okay, they all reflect and commemorate the temple menorah. That's really what it's about. They're all supposed to emulate that. They're all supposed to represent that. And the significance of the lamp is that is represented the divine light in the midst of Israel. That really is all it's about. The point of the temple light, the menorah, in a few simple phrases, is the presence of God, His light. Some Hanukkahs try to resemble temple lampstand, others do not, but they're all designed to carry the light. That's what's important. So as you look at the Hanukkahs and you say, "Whoa, such a variety of designs and looks," and I've seen ones shaped like baseball bats and everything under the sun. Some made out of clay and some made out of Play-Doh, wood, metal. I've seen all kinds of Hanukkahs made out of pretty much every material you can imagine. 3D printed ones, I mean, all kinds of stuff. But the point is that they all have to have lights. And that's what is the main feature of the menorah. There has to be a light that goes there. So, but what did the temple menorah...
Now, I'm going to stop right there. Shalom, everybody. Yabraka come y'all by Shema Shagashai. Salute to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. It's nap time for the Eladium. The water for everybody that's building and joining. I'm going to encourage the water. Man, can't make this stuff up. I'm going to encourage everybody to not only share out, but thumbs up, like, make sure you subscribe. Help get these views up. I'm going to start working more intensively. Shalom, I'm going to start working more seriously on the monetization thing. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, just accept the blessings. So, you know, I'll be putting up the Cash App and Vimo, all those good information and things, and starting those things over. And I mean, they'll be for ministry. So salute to everybody that's rocking with us, that's watching on Facebook over here. If you're watching on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, we also have the YouTube up over here on this screen. All right, so I want to leave my camera here so so it looks appropriate. All right, so if you are watching, it will be, hey, Shalom, Malak, Lamad, Shalom. If you can, of course, it would be better to get over on the YouTube. I'll put the link over here, but for those that's watching on YouTube, you can see, as you all know, our screen share. So I'm gonna pull up my Facebook. All right, FACE, face, pa. Hey, and also, since you're watching, Malak Lamad, man, the biggest thing you can do to help right now is to share this information out. All right, share out this link, family. All right, because definitely we're gonna be reading. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna get back to reading. That camera glare is crazy. I cracked my screen earlier. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna leave it like that. So it's like that. All right, so let's come over here. All right, view on StreamYard, and from StreamYard, we're gonna view this page. This page is my Facebook. So as you can see, oh, okay, there goes Shalom Akwaf. All right, message to Sister Maria, LIVE now. Salute to Sister Maria. She's a very, very powerful supporter in this ministry and this gospel. Beautiful sister, man. All right, so all of the daughters of Yasharallah, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. All of the daughters of Yasharallah. Salute to you all who do a great job at helping promote and teach this ministry. So again, if you're watching on Facebook, get on live on my YouTube and you'll be able to see the screen share. Or if you just like to kick it over here on Facebook, which that's cool with me, you know, you can also, you know, just participate here. But sharing out is the biggest thing. All right. Sharing out is absolutely the biggest thing. That's a good picture. You know what? I gotta be careful with that too, because I have my screen, my screen switch on. And boy, I'm so glad that was a good picture that was on there. It was. All right, because Man, I gotta change my screensaver. That's what it's called, screensaver. Yeah, screensaver. All right, so let's do this real quick. All right. So we live on tour. Oops, that's a P. All right. So I'm not really the biggest on glasses. All right. So live on live tour portion. YouTube also screen share. Let's build. Let's build. Let's BYLD. Let's build. All right. So the picnic them, they taking a nap, so that's a blessing. Zakaria, he's up in there being an extra wonderful help, man. That's my little lion cub. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you. Appreciate you, baby Bruce. All right. And next, let's go ahead and post that. All right, post. Boy, you couldn't miss with a dozen roses. Such will astound you. The joy of children laughing around you. Man, that's my song, man. So that track has significance, sentimental significance. All right. So that's been sent out, and we're gonna see. There's nothing for the conference call. All right. Let me make sure. Now I put a video in there. All right, because we have this brother Loopy on my head. You know, Loopy always gets stuff started, then he bail out. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Get it jumping. Bailed out. Loopy, where you at? All right. But also have to keep in mind that we all have lives and things that we have to manage. All right, so let's get back to this. I'm gonna share this page instead. All right, shalom to everybody's watching. Biggest and most helpful thing. Shabbat shalom, kanai, wakanawan, wakal hayaladim, shalom, 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 yeshar, shalom, yamaya, your akwati. Oh, it's gonna be so fun when you with your akwatian, with your sisters. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. And Zakaria too. Halaya. All right, well, let's get back to it real quick. So I was playing a video, and this video was a video. Here we go over here. So there's this Jewish man. Now, here, let's get the scripture. All right. Revelation chapter 2, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. All right. With a dozen roses, such will astound you. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. And it reads, let's start at verse 8, because remember, everybody, everybody remember what's the name of this symbol right here? If you remember what's the name of this symbol, type it in. All right. And there's actually a few other friends and families I would really like to be involved with this video. It's just that I'm already going in. So sharing is very important. Promoting is very important. And I just haven't been doing that. I've been going live. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's just go. So, you know, for those who have ears, let them hear. But for, you know, informing the people, promoting, that's very important. You know, I used to share it all the way down. You know, maybe I can still do that during the intermission. But if you all would share, that would be a huge help. So we have Facebook camera over here, YouTube camera over here. All right, and then again, Tawada to Zakaria, all right, to Amath and to Quadash Yalad, all right, who both sent my Yalad Yum to permanently live with me. All right, so salute to you, sisters, and salute to Ashwan and Rob for bringing aid. You know, I greatly appreciate that. All right, Yashar has been very influential in making sure this family's Torah. The Torah. All right, so we appreciate you all. Kwame Yashar. All right, so Revelation chapter 2, for those that's watching, there's a symbol up here that's called the pilcrow. If everybody remembers this symbol right here, whenever you're reading your Bibles, all right, you get to your 1611 King James, or you get to your older antiquities books, and you'll see this symbol. All right, I gotta make sure I get a more comfortable chair too, because this actually isn't the appropriate teacher chair. So it says searching for. I don't want to do AI search. So pilcrow. Check this out. In typography, the pilcrow, which is this symbol right here, all right, that's within the two parentheses, is a glyph. All right. Now, glyph is a cool phrase, and the reason being is because when I first learned about glyphs, it was from playing video games. So I'll read comic books, I'll play video games. And if you watch on Facebook, you'll get more of this if you're looking on the YouTube. Isaiah Yashar on YouTube, you see this on live. Jeremiah Israel Shalom. And then if any hold on, let me see something real quick. All right, invite viewers to your broadcast, share broadcast to build an audience. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. I'm not about to do that. That means I actually got to go down and tap everyone through. Nah, I would do that. But if you want to join in, all right, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see what we're sharing. So when I was younger and I played video games, I would read a word that would say, you know, I love reading. I still love reading. So the word glyph, right? So there's a game called Raziel, Legacy of Kain 2. So this game right here is phenomenal. All right, it's called Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain 2, and it came out on PlayStation, but they got it for PlayStation. They updated PlayStation, updated Xbox. Most houses will maybe after the Shabbat or something like that. Ooh, no buying and selling on the Shabbat. 70% off, $1.99. That's because it's like the end of the world, so they're giving everything away. So the point of saying such, this game is phenomenal. It's about this dude, this vampire. He was part of a vampire family. He's part of a clique, the clan, and he just whatever happened, he was different than his brothers. Let's just put it like that. So his brothers and his Abba, they betrayed him. So when they betrayed him, he came back and whatever. So this is a game I played probably when I was like 16, and glyphs in this game. There's a phrase called glyphs. All right, and what is a glyph? A glyph is a symbol. So as I'm playing the game, like say you have to find the light glyph, the ice glyph. You have to find the plant glyph, the fire glyph, whatever. And I'm like, what is a glyph? Because I've never heard the phrase before. So that's not start to come into this. But then you find out all throughout history and all throughout antiquities, this phrase glyph, it actually does go into a lot of other things. So I wondered, as Israelites, are there any Hebrew glyphs? All right, look at this. Here's an interesting one for me. It says moon glyphs. All right, this is interesting. All right, so first, let's do this real quick. I'm going to put the moon glyphs to the side because I like to know things. So 1, 2, glyph. And then we're going to get the word etymology. All right, online etymology, right? So online etymology, and then we're going to go to Booyah. Online etymology, glyph. All right, ornamental groove in sculpture or architecture. Ornamental groove in sculpture, architecture. Okay. All right. From French, what's that? Glyphe. All right, I'm throwing it out there. All right, 1701 from Greek, glyphe. All right. Carving or glyphine. To hollow out, to cut with a knife, engrave, carve, also to note down on tablets. Okay. To cut slices, tear apart, meaning sculpted mark or symbol. All right. So these are things that, I'm looking at. I'm like learning stuff. All right. So let's go back to this real quick. So a pilcrow is a glyph in your Bible. Isn't that so cool? So now you know what a pilcrow is. But the glyph pilcrow, it says, pilcrow is a glyph to identify a paragraph. So that's what we're going to use when we get into this week's Torah portion. Okay, we're going to start in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. We're going to start at the typographical. We're going to start at the typographical glyph called the pilcrow. Wasn't that cool, everybody? Isn't learning so fun? So if you watch on Facebook, it'd be better if you watched on YouTube, because on YouTube here, let me turn my camera around. On YouTube, we're actually screen sharing, okay? So on YouTube, we're screen sharing and we're doing the same lesson. I'm just using Facebook to promote people to come over here to YouTube. All right. So back to it. Revelation chapter 2, verse 8. All right. And it says, and unto the angel of the church of Smyrna, writes, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. That's Yahushua. For those you don't know, especially those of you that's Hebrews that are Old Testament only, Yahushua is everywhere in the Old Testament. All right. So he is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and end. But the thing about that is actually not Alpha and Omega, it's Af. All right, the Paleo Hebrew there is Af. The first character for Lashawan Kodash is the Lap, as you all know. All right, and I know that this camera will be able to see it, but I don't know if you all will. So let's check this out. All right, Shalom. Hey, listen, if everybody's watching, the biggest thing that you can do is share out. All right, you know, I don't do this for show, but I do this for show. All right, this is really what we do. Adele Jenkins, Shalom, 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 Shabbat. Let me show you something. Whenever you say Shalom, Shabbat, I love you, but that's not correct. The word Shabbat is Hebrew for tribe. You have to put the TH, Shabbat, Shabbat. You have to put the ha at the end in order for it to mean rest. If you leave just the T, it means tribe. So what you said was, you know, peace to my tribe. All right, I'll receive that. All right, so here's the typographical difference. Okay. All right, so for those of you that's watching on Facebook, you'll be able to see it from that angle. From watching from YouTube, you'll be able to see it from that angle. All right, and let's see. So, hey, can y'all tell I got fat? Hey, my bad. I got fat, man. I went to Memphis, man. I ate for like 3 days, man. Like 3 days, man. I was smashing that big bone buffalo fish. I had some fried chicken. I had some mashed. No. So I apologize. I gotta start all over. I've been eating bread, man. All right, so we're back to it, right? So real quick. All right. So everybody knows that this is the first character in our Lashawan, in our language. All right, you might not be able to see it on this camera. So everybody knows that this is the first character in our language, right? The Allah, right? The right? And then the very last character is this, right? So we have 22 characters in our pure Paleo Hebrew language, right? With only 2 vowels, which will be the first and the 16th vowel, right? So we have the Allah is the very first, all right? Is the very first sound. Very first sound, very first numerical value, very first character, The very last one is Fa, right? T-H-A. Fa. You have tha. Oh, it's so funny. Chayaya doesn't know how to use her L, la Madia, la, la Maria, la. So since Chayaya don't know how to do her L's yet, she does like this. She's like, it's super cute. All right. So the first character in Paleo Hebrew is the same character as the Fa. So when Yahushua said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, that can be, you can say whatever language you want. But in Lashawan and Paleo, in our language, which is even more coded and encrypted, it makes more sense. He says, I am the and the Fa. Now, what is this symbol right here? This symbol, Allah, is the symbol of first. It's the head. It's the strength. All right. It's 1,000. All right. It's the beginning, right? So so Allah Haya, right? Allah, right? So right? So here, let me give you a better symbol. So imagine you're an angel and you're looking down on earth, all right? So you're an angel, and this is the symbol of an ox, right? This is a bull, right? An ox is also a bull. That's why I don't like it when people be like, yo, I was talking to the ox. I'd be like, yo, which ox was you talking to? Was you talking to the big ox, the little ox? Was you talking to, did it have 1 horn? Did it have 2 horns? What kind of ox? I can't stand it when Hebrews speak Paleo Hebrew like pitiless. So don't stop saying ox, because this is the symbol of an ox. Say achium, ach. If you want to for real, ach, yum, Y-A-M, achium. Yo, man, I need the bottle of achium, man. Yo, I was speaking to the achium. Stop saying ox. Yo, it's goofy. So watch this. This is the symbol of an ox. So imagine you're an angel and you're looking down onto earth, right? So you're looking down from an aerial view, right? So here's the horn of the ox, because ox have pretty big horns, right? Here's the horn of the ox, and then here's the spine. This is its body, right? This is his face. Here goes his eyeballs, right? Here goes his legs up under it, his other foot up under it, foot up under it, his other foot up under it, and then here's his tail. Okay, there's the tail up under it, right? So you're an angel looking down. So I mean, I hope everybody can you visually see that? So here's the horns, right? The horns, right? There's the face, because you're Athapan Ra'a. I don't know how to say down yet. Athapa Ra'a Ayal. Your face look upon. So the angel face looking down. This is the spine, right? This is the ox's spine, right? Boom, boom, boom. His backside. You know what I'm saying? Some of you like to eat oxtails. All right. Some of you Israelites like to eat oxtails. I don't like oxtails. I don't keep it to 100. Yes, I said it. I don't like oxtails. I don't like oxtails. I personally, you know, I just, that's about the booty part. You know what I'm saying? So I stay away from the booty part. So some of you Israelites like the oxtail, you know what I'm saying? So there's the ox butt. But here's the point. So you being an angel looking down on earth, this huge creature, because ox, you know, the beeves, the bison, they actually used to be way bigger. Like I'm talking about like Paul Bunyan big. Like they wasn't just small like we see now. These mugs used to be gargantuan. Okay. So the very last character in Lashawan Kodash is the symbol of the cross, right? Or the X. All right. This means X marks the spot. This means the end. This means finito. That means it's done. It means put a stake in it, a nail, bam, seal, deal. All right. Stop right there. Don't move. Finished. This is not pronounced T-A. This is not pronounced ta, T-A. It's not. It's not. Right? This is pronounced correctly T-H-A. You have to pronounce tha. So, what? Apologize for what? For speaking your language? You going off. Listen, don't apologize for speaking your language. Does a baby apologize when I first mannequin? Real quick, we're gonna come back to that, which is gonna take us back to this. I think it's important to give people attention, especially people that you're learning with. So if they give you your time and attention, it's important for you to give vice versa. Now, sometimes when I teach, I be going on tangents, because up here, y'all gotta see this library. Up here, man, when I'm just playing the game, I'll be listening to books, and then I look up and I see the stuff I'll be listening to, and then I see Israelites that don't really care about the stuff that we, it's like, yo, hey, that's Torah. So I apologize to you. Sometimes I'll be moving fast. My Amish used to make me sit still until I fell asleep, because I just how I am. Please don't apologize. Real quick. If anybody says Shabbat Shalom, you're saying tribe. Like if you say Shabbat, because now we're talking to them over here, right? We're going to get to that. Which also segues us into this. This is why it's important. So Shabbat or Shabbawath, you know what I'm saying? But that fa sound is very important. As a baby, as a pitney, I could not say comedian. I would say mannequin. So when my mama, and I thought it would be nice to make people laugh and make me happy to make people happy when I was a pitney them. So I told my mama when I was little, maybe like, you know, Zakaria, younger than Zakaria, because Zakaria has a great vernacular. And salute to him, because he just leveled up, man. Zakaria just went to level 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, all praise, man. Hallelujah. Even this very morning, he leveled up. So all praise. So. But I had so young, and my mama, she's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a mannequin. She said, you want to be a what? And I remember when she asked me, she kind of laughed and said it. She was like, a what? I said, I want to be a mannequin. She's like, what? Now, my mashpachah, my family is very different. We're different. She said, Ricky, come here, listen to what your boy said you want to be when you grow up. So she called my Abba over there. And, you know, same thing, you know. So I said, I want to be a mannequin. And by now, I'm starting to, like, even as a Pitney, as a child, I'm starting to realize, like, hold on, something ain't right. Maybe I'm saying something funny. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm not, I didn't even consider I'm saying something funny. I was just like, why are they not? So I don't know if it was my aunt or my abba, but one of them, they was like, oh, you mean like not a mannequin or somebody. They was, oh, my aunt, she's like, what do they do? Do they stand there like this? I'm like, my aunt, she's funny when she roasts you, but she's not funny when she's not roasting you. All right, so anyway, so do they stand there like this? But it was like, and then I guess it came out like, are they funny? He's like, yeah. And then I don't know if it was my abba or my mama, but he's like, oh, you know, a comedian? I was like, oh yeah, a comedian. That's the first time I learned the word comedian. So with the word Shabbat, no worries. A Pitney them don't explain. What? Christ said, at least ye come as babes, ye shall in no wise inherit the kingdom. Nice to meet you, baby. I'm a baby too, baby. We babies right here. All right, so back to it. So with that, so instead of saying Shabbat, we put the fa, Shabbat, but it's the same with the AHTH. Watch. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, y'all Shemalatah. Hey, get them folks up in here, man. Let's do something. I mean, let's do something. I mean, nothing. I mean, it drives me crazy. I mean, ain't gonna do nothing. Let's do something. So get the people up in here. Let's build. All right. The Pitney them, they taking a nap. The party got them taken care of. And now I see on the Shabbat days, on the Shabbat Bakwarium, on the Shabbat mornings, on the Shabbat Bakwarium, on the Shabbat mornings, what I need to do is actually start like around 8, like around 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Because around 10 a.m., you know, Yashar Ali is really up and moving around and stuff like that. So I really need to start like around 8 a.m. So I apologize for getting my delay, my tardiness. It's my bad. So if y'all don't mind, everybody get the folks up in here. Shabbat Shalom. And Yahweh Shemar Ilatah, which is God watch over you. For those of you who don't know, what the sister just said was 3 words in Hebrew. If you're watching on Facebook, switch over to the YouTube. When you get over to my YouTube, like, subscribe, share. Don't y'all know I've been doing this for years and I don't get no bread? I don't get paid. I don't get no monetization, but I'm about to start. How am I a polygynous single father? Ain't that funny? I was thinking about that. Like, I was like, I gotta get monetized because now I'm a single. But I was like, wait, you ain't single, boy. You got super wives. You got super wives, boy. You ain't never single. So then I was like, well, I'm single monogamy. I was like, wait a minute. I'm single. I'm a poly single parent. How does this work? So all of that's going on. So I don't get monetized, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'm about to start getting monetized for my Facebook, for my YouTube, all those cool things, because babies need shoes. And apparently the princesses aren't allowed to wear blueies. All right. And since they are here now, all praise the Most High, I don't have the liberty of getting off one contract and then going to another one, you know what I'm saying? Make like, So with that being said, I'm gonna start doing monetize. If y'all don't mind, help share out all that good stuff, like, subscribe, comment, all that crazy stuff, man. And it's so funny because I personally don't care about it. I just like y'all's interaction, but I also love people to know things. I like knowing things. I love you knowing things. Let's get back to this. All right, so the symbol of an ox's head. All right, so an entire ox's body. All right, coming on down to its horns. This is his head, his eyeballs, legs, boom. And for those of you who like oxtail, that's the butt part. So an angel looking down. When Yahushua said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, in Hebrew, it was Anya Af, Anya Af, Anya Alap Wa Ah, Anya Alap Wa Fa. I am the Alap Wa Fa, right? So this is what have been the phrase that had been used, all right? And it is very important to pronounce and enunciate each one of these Hebrew characters correctly. All right. So we're gonna pause right there. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, switch over to the Isaiah Yashar YouTube. You'll get more out of it. All right. So back to this. Booyah, Torah reading. Let's have some fun. All right. I did a verse with Sister Judah a while back. If you all get a chance, make sure you all support the ministry. You know that the Most High is giving us. Sister, she's still holding it down. By Shema Shagi Hawashai, you know what I'm saying? And that's a wonderful thing, you know. So salute to the house of Harka, Sister Judah, Black Sheep. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I did a track with her a while back. It's called Melanin, and I really want to redo that song. You know know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a way to share some support, you know what I'm saying, not only for the House of Maharka, but for her nephew, her Bond and his Bond, which is Maharka's son, you know what I'm saying, is also my nephew, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So we want to support Share Ministry. So I really want to do that track over, and I really want to get back into Nagayani music too. Dwight Howard finally getting things set up to where, you know, even in mental space, I'll be able to do music and record. You know what I'm saying? I got that on my heart, cause that Negro, boy, I love that brother, Lord. I love that brother, man. So make sure y'all support E37 Ministry Music, all the brothers doing it out of Yanni. Even though I'm the phenom, I love you, boy. That's all right. Oh man. Oh, John Boyd, man. Salute to John Boyd, man. Yo, how I end up looking up and I seen something and John Boyd was on. I've always been a big John Boyd. I don't know, everybody loves John Boyd. That is a funny thing. So, yo, I ended up looking up, and then John Boyd was on my Jones, and I was like, yo, that's Shalom, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, so salute, man. Thawada, man. So support to that brother, everybody. Music ministry. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And you know, that sister, her song Melanin, it was me, her, and Jeremiah. It was so fire. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to reach back out and see what we got. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, back at it, like Torah addicts at a rehab. That's one of my favorite verses, man. Really at a rehab now. Al Patmos rehab. All right, so this is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 8. So if you look at the glyph, which is called a typographical pilcrow, a typographical glyph called a pilcrow. Revelation chapter 2, verse 8 says, "And unto the angels of the church of Smyrna write these, these things saith the first and the last. These things saith the Alat wa Tha." You see that? Verse is all the way different. It's not just the first and last. Yahushua is the Alpha and Omega. He's the very first symbol of character of 1,000 of strength. He is the strong arm that brought down the Egyptians and every other nation. When Yahweh said, "I will send my strong arm to gather you," you got to see how many phrases and how many times, how many synonymous, you know, contexts Yahushua, Christ Jesus, is mentioned in the Old Testament. Now, please do not try to stone me if I say Jesus. It might not. I might let you. I don't know. I might be like, I don't know. I'm seeing I'm not very much the submissive type as I thought I was. And I need to work on that. Should I just let them hit me with rocks? I don't like it. So let's think about that. So if I say Jesus, just bear with me. All right. So Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus, which name is known throughout the four corners of the earth. I don't care what language you speak. If you say Jesus in any language, it's going to reference back to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his only begotten son, Yahushua. All right. So that's who is the first, the last. All right. He is the one which was dead and is alive. All right. So this is what he says. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. "I know thy works and tribulations and poverty." So when he says, "I know your works, tribulation, and poverty," he's talking to the Israelites. And he makes this statement. He says, "But thou art rich." Some might say, well, he's talking to the church in Smyrna. Well, you have to know that the Israelites were the people that was in church in Smyrna, just like Smyrna, just like the Israelites were the people of Laodicea. Within the same group of these letters that's written to the churches, guess what? The people of Laodicea was one of these churches too, and these are the Israelites. Let's see what the Most High said to these people. "And unto the angel of the church of Smyrna writes, these things saith the first and the last, which is dead, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich." I hold on to that. The Most High says he knows the things we go through. He says he knows our works, our good, our bad. You know what I'm saying? He knows the effort we put in. You know, he sees everything. He says he knows our tribulation. You know what I'm saying? You ever been picked on? You just feel like what nobody taking up for you. You know what I'm saying? You ever got bullied, or you ever been a girl in school and everybody like, aha, look at you. Your ears, hang down lower than your, nose. Like, what? Like, yeah, your ears hang down lower than your nose. I ain't never seen that before. You a Schnagelgloffen. Yeah, we call you Schnagelgloffens where I come from. Your nose and your ears in the opposite place. Look at you, girl. Give somebody a whole kind of bet your glasses ain't never lined up. You a Schnagelgloffen face looking self. That's why your ears and your eyes don't line up. So anyway, if you've ever been a girl or a boy in a situation where you've been bullied or to where just anything, these things are true. They're called tribulation. Even to the point that movie Straw, Tyler Perry's movie Straw. Boy, was that a movie? I tell y'all, whoo, I will never watch that. That is totally not something I'll watch. But I understand because it more than likely fits the curse of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and what the Israelite women go through. So I ain't gonna say never watch it. So I'll probably do a peer review on it and be like, yo, this is this curse, this is this curse, this is this curse. I hear people talk about it, but when they talk about it, they just get into emotions, but they never use the Bible to line up things. And that's what gets so discouraging to me, because I just find myself talking to myself on my own Isle of Patmos, me and my volleyball Wilson. So, if you watch something like that and it's like precious, do a peer review on it and line up the scriptures. Another good one is that movie. What was that movie? Was that Oprah Winfrey? And she killed her babies and she was a slave. She murdered her babies. She murdered her children. And what was that movie? That was a real good one to do a Torah portion peer review off of. That one, 13 Years a Slave. You feel me? Come on, man. So, but the point is, the most I say is all these things that we just mentioned off. Yahweh says he knows. If you're watching, the biggest thing that you can do is share out. Because even when you have to go, you'll leave a door open or window open for somebody else to be able to stay learning. It's the Shabbat day. A whole lot of sunlight left. I could just be like, well, that was Shabbat. Read a little lesson. I'm going to take a nap now. And I have done that before. I've been so worn out. Like, I couldn't do nothing but sleep. But I had a nice nap. I got 2 weeks, ministering. I got my picnic down, you know what I'm saying? I got that, you know what I'm saying? So let's build. So the biggest thing you can do is share out if you watch and enjoy yourself. So Yahweh says he knows our works, Revelation 2:9, our tribulation. So all those things that we go through that we've seen in those movies. But here goes something right here. Our poverty. Our poverty? Our poverty? Oh, don't even get me started on our poverty. But when he says, but thou art rich, this is something that I hold on to because God said that irregardless of that, these things, I'm still rich. So now I got to start thinking like all of this stuff, which I should have and already, know this, but just got to readjust. All of these things aren't mine. Not like things here, but just whatever comes into my hands, they're not mine. So if you take it, it's fine. It belongs to Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine because there's a golden mountain up under Antarctica. There's a golden mountain in Peru. There's a silver mountain in South America, that belongs to the children of Israel. And there's a race and a nation of people that I'm going to inherit. And my children, I will not have to. You talk about having robots. You talk about having droids. We're going to have real people. They're going to be like, what would you like us to do for you, Master Israelite, sir? Watch them. Yeah, do all of that. And then make sure you come here for the Shabbat class, too. Because we're going to have a wonderful Sabbath class. Bring your children, too, because they got to learn, too. All right. So the Most High says, I know thy works, the tribulations, Revelation 2:9. I know thy works, tribulations, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Hashatan, but are of the synagogue of Satan. I love that. I apologize. I love that. And God says, Yahweh, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Hold on. You already know how Israel do. Y'all should all do. Let's go to Revelations 3:9. All right, so we got Revelations 2:9. We got Revelations 3:9. All right, boom, next chapter. Oh, this is the old Blue Letter Bible setup. I like this. Revelations 3:9. This is so cool how Yahweh did this. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not. I love that. 2 whole different chapters. He say the same thing. He doubles down on it. This gives me so much joy in my heart. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come. Yahweh is going to do it. I don't got to do it. Yeah, I don't got to do it. I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. Keep the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments and judgments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's what we have to do. The Most High says, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. That just splits my melon. It knocks me off my feet. Can't explain why your love it makes me weak. Cold with it. My first time seeing that scripture, I sat there and stared at the Bible like, who is this talking about? Who is it? Because you know what? I never understood that God was saying that he loved me. I never understood he was saying he loved my nationality differently. I ain't got to wish for that. I can read that all throughout the Bible. Everybody know that the children of Israel, everybody know there's a different nation that say they are Jews and are not. And guess what? The president of this great nation, Donald Trump, is giving me the freedom of speech, and I'm going to use it. So Yasser Allah, man, got to get a fire back tapped up under him, real spill, because it's a whole lot that's going on, and it's right in front of us. I'm gonna close down a few windows, and we're gonna get back started. We never left off, but I'm gonna close off a few windows, and all right, prayers for the baby girl. She's having surgery on her wisdom teeth, pulling all four. Okay, so there goes some. Okay, all right. So, well, Yahweh Bashem, well, we seen it, so let's go ahead and do it. So we petition Yahweh Yahweh Bashem Mashak Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushai, Barawak, Kalha Yaladim, and all the children of Israel who are going through healing ailments. All right. Right now we have a Yalad, we have a Banaf that's going through. That's surgery, Father. You know the structure of our face. You know the structure of the teeth that you put inside us. You know the layers. You know everything about us. I petition that whatever you allow to be done, that you lay your I petition. We ask, we petition that you allow your surgical mala'akim, your surgical angels at the specific set apart time where you allow the portals of healing and operation and surgery and the doors to be open for blood flow, decrease, increase, heart rate, relaxation, breathing. How we ask that you even allow the correct, specifically, airflow of the lungs at the hour. Even if it seems like it's not the appointed time, Yahweh, according to your great works, you allow blessings to be done, and even the waters to be disturbed at certain times, that we would just put our foot in and get healed. So the water for every surgery that you allow, our pitney them from surgeries to circumcision procedures to wow, to pulling coins out of our children's esophagus. To pulling ink pens out of our children's necks, to even more worse things. So how this being a procedure that had came across the desk, our eyes seeing that you gave, I just ask that this petition and every other petition, allowing my prayers to go up in the Shabbat day that you will hear of your children. Please forgive us our sins. I call Abu Patay and all our fathers for their sins. I call Patay and call Yash Allah, call Behind and all the sins of the children of Israel all the time. The water from Yahweh, child, the time of now, please give to us the top of our God. Our love now, give to us your Torah in our hearts. All the Maga now, and learn to us. Call us up the bar. Show them all that you say. The water from Yah, the water for your healings and your blessings. We claim it. Yahweh Shai, the water from Yah. All right, so let's have fun. So if you are watching, which I see you on here, I can see who's watching. I can see you. I'm looking right in your screen. I can see. Look, yeah, them right. I can see that. I can see it. Look. So look, just do this. Just share out, because I see what you about to do. Look, you about to eat. You eating right now, and then you laying down. Man, it's all right, man. You playing Mortal Kombat. I see you. So just share this out, man, so our people can build. And since y'all are rocking on the YouTube, I say it like an old man going, you're on the YouTubes. You're watching on the YouTubes. Since you're on the YouTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all that stuff that you do whenever you're watching them googly head videos. Y'all be watching the woomy whammy stuff, and I go back, I'll be like, dang, I know I got more friends than this in real life. They waiting for me to like my own video. I'll be like, oh yeah, man. All right, so let's get to it. We started off earlier. If it's anything that said that I missed or that y'all missed, you need to ask me a question. Just come back to it, double back, and we'll build again on the subject. All right. When we left off, I was saying that I absolutely, with this week's Torah portion being so, like so basic, you know what I'm saying? It's just so like, so what's that word I'm looking for? Trivial. It's this week's Torah portion is so trivial, it's so basic, it's so boring. I don't even want to talk about this. This is just nonsense. Listen, y'all, if you ever in your life have been so bored with reading the Bible that you just felt like putting it down, then high five me. Pop, pop. This thing is just wiggity, wiggity, whack. So I was going through it and I was trying to disprove some stuff because some things just don't line up. Planets, first of all, the earth is definitely flat. I mean, pancake with an ice wall and syrup drizzle on it. How do I know? I seen it on Teen Titans. So since the earth is definitely flat, I went to go and get this book so I can disprove that the Bible is so inaccurate. And it's been written by the hands of so many men over time and time and time that it's just been changed. So let's see something that's in here that totally proves. We're going to read the Torah portion too. All right. And this does segue us to the Torah portion. And how? Because the menorah is in this week's Torah portion. All right, so that's where we're at. So this symbol right here, everybody. This symbol right here is in the Torah portion. Now, if you can tell what this is, all right, you've seen it earlier. Just look at the dots. Look at the circles. You see the circles? The boop, 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 boop. So if you follow this pattern all the way around, all the way back around, all the way back around, and then straight up and down, you'll see it's a menorah. And then over here, you have a horn. Over here, you have a horn, right? So it's a menorah within two horns, okay? So even with the way that it's shaped, it's actually giving you a diagram of how the Bible says the menorah is actually supposed to look like. It's supposed to be a knot and a stem, a knot and a stem. And the menorah was very ornately designed, okay? But this is just an image to prove that even back in the day, I'm an Israelite who loves wearing my culture. I'm Yashar Alim. I'm not just, I'm Yashar Alim. You know what I'm saying? Anya Yashar Allah, Banya Yashar Allah. What did I just say? I am Israel, son of Israel, all right? So I love wearing my culture, and one of the reasons being is because it was something that was stripped away from us, and then another nation took it, and they said, well, you know, even the presidents of America were like, don't let these people know who they are. All right. Even the presidents of America, some of them were like, we've already stolen them from the heavenly Jerusalem. What more do you want? Like, we've already taken them from the light of Jerusalem. So the point of saying that is say, Shalom Malachi Yasharallah, Shalom Ahran Ben Israel. All right, Shalom, I love you, boy. You be sending me some crazy stuff, man. Shalom to all my Israelites in the UK, man. I would love to come there, bro. Y'all are some different brothers, man. And on top of that, man, I really feel like I would fit in there. I just don't want to get stabbed. Why do the Israelites in the UK stab everybody, man? Like, not everybody, but maybe like 70% is stabbings. I ain't listen. Stab. No, gov. No, gov. Nah, bruv. Not with it, gov. I don't know that much, fam. So that's all the slang I know. That's all the UK slang I know. But yeah, man, that proves to me the prophecy of instruments of cruelty being in their hands. By looking at the way of the transatlantic slave trade, you have a lot of people from the tribe of Levi that are over there. You have a lot of people that are from the tribe of Benjamin that were in captivity in the UK. All right, so You know, that's my personal stance, just looking at the way of the transatlantic slave trade. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, from the Haiti, you know what I'm saying? You know, which my personal stance, I salute the 12 tribes. 12 tribes, you know, 12 tribes. So, you know, the instruments of cruelty be in their hands, man, they will shank you up over in the UK. No, thank you. Give me a good fist fight or nothing. Just how about we just talk this out over Bibles and tea? I'll bring the tea, you bring the Bibles. Well, I can bring them both. Let's look at this real quick. So this is writing on the menorah, all right? So where are we reading from? We're reading from a book that's called The Antiquities of the Jews, all right? I'm going to share the link with you. This website is flipping awesome. And the reason why I say that is because it's easy to navigate through. Not only is it easy to navigate through, once you start doing your own studies from here, then you'll be like, oh, okay, well, I see that, okay. Or then if you don't know how to do it, I'll be like, oh, look, here, this is how you do that right there. So here, let's paste this link. All right, I also feel like I need some Nagayana, man. I need some music, like I need some coffee, man. I ain't a big coffee drinker, but I love study music. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's get back to it. So we are on this page. There's the link. I pray everybody has it. Here's the link right here. So you'll be able to see this for yourself. All right. I believe that a good teacher should want their students to be better teachers. All right. I pray Yahweh never gives me the King Saul spirit. All right. I want to see nothing but David's and Deborah's pop up in righteous senses. And I'm like, oh, praise. Well, man. So let's get back to this real quick. All right. Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews. All right. When any persons entered into the temple, its floor received them. Its floor received them. This part of the temple, therefore, was in height 60 cubits. It's about 60 feet tall. Is that right? The same, whereas its breadth, about 60 feet wide, in cubits, or as far as its length. But still, that 60 cubits in length was divided again. The first part was cut off at 40 cubits. So the tabernacle long, the tabernacle of God, super long this way. Tabernacle of God, super tall this way. But it was thin. So imagine one thin hallway, all gold. And as you're walking down this, boom, all gold floors, you got these Levites, bonnets. I can't raise my garment up right now. Bonnets, garments, sashes. I mean, just doing everything. I mean, I would love to read their details on to you more if anybody would like to. I love reading the details. All right. So of what I know. So you're in this all gold tube cave encapsulation, right? It's shaped like this, right? It's that shape, right? And it's, once again, very long. Once again, it's very gold. All right. And the items that are in there are all of immense wealth. And it had in it, wait, let's read this again. So that's where I was getting at. So the tabernacle of the Most High was cut off at a certain section. So even though, let's read this again, but still that 60 cubits in length was divided again. So this is the long ways, right? And the first part of it was cut off at 40 cubits. And it had in it 3 things that were very wonderful and famous among all mankind. Among all mankind. I don't care if you were in Russia. I don't care if you're in nobody right now. Nobody I can think of. It's like we have all of the Roman artifacts hidden in our museum. And wait till you see the great statues of naked white guys. Nope. Ain't nobody glorifying stealing all of the artifacts from Rome, but everybody's around the world glorifying having the Ark of the Covenant. That's an Israelite thing, baby. Ain't nobody glorifying having the Ethiopian arks. Ain't nobody glorifying, oh, we have the hidden tabernacle temples of the Arabs. They over there blowing them Arab temples down with tanks. Boom! Talking about the temple of Isis, like the statues, they over there knocking them down. But when it comes to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, inside this golden capsule tabernacle that we used to go to, that the Most High God visited us from, right here, Yahushua, he's the one who visited us in the Old Testament. Yahushua is the one who came to us in the Old Testament. He's the burning bush. He is the one who spoke to Abraham and told Abraham and Sarah they was going to give birth. All right. He is the general that stood before Joshua. He is the pillar of fire by night, the cloud by day. He's the angel that took the breath out of all of the uncovered, unbelieving during Passover, man, woman, children. Yahushua he's always been with us, and he even loved us so much he came through a woman's matrix for us. So I don't understand how so-called Old Testament only Negroes don't see this big word right here that's all in the Old Testament. It's off. Yahushua is all in the Old Testament. Rastafarians too. Ain't nobody getting away. Rastafarians giving respect to a man named Rastafarian, and Rastafarian was a Christian. I'm sorry, Selassie. And let me say that statement was all the way wrong. I'm just in my bag. We give reverence to the elder Selassie. And we do. Peace be upon him. The scriptures tell us to not revile the gods when we go into the other lands. He that winketh with the eye. He that winketh with both eyes. So Selassie was a Christian. Nobody's talking about stealing the artifacts, save except for the artifacts of the Israelites, of Hebrews. Why? Because we are those people, and our legacy is great, and our Allahaya, our God, is him, he, Ahad. But look at this. At the first part, it was cut off at 40 cubits, the tabernacle. And it had 3 things in it that were very wonderful and famous among all mankind. Guess what, brothers and sisters? This don't come from no other nationality, but from minus thou. And from yours. And from yours. You got to pick back up your heritage and stop talking like it's somebody else's with all these days, thus, thous. No, you gotta say us, we, our, mine. Stop saying it was them and they. It's us and ours. Watch this. One of these things that was very famous and wonderful among all mankind is the candlestick. The second, the table of showbread. And the last thing is the altar incense. Now, all of these things were carried off by the Romans: the menorah, the altar incense, and the table of showbread. All of these were carried off by the Romans. And I don't know how any other way to say it, but that the Romans were Europeans. They were Caucasians. They were white people. They were Edomites. They still are. And even though there were, some Romans, the black people were Romans, Negroes, stop it. Stop it. We know which nation. They know which nation. Let me show you. Here you go. Here you go. Now, this is grainy. Wait till y'all will bless me with some more. I'm doing high resolution detail. This is an image of the Israelite relief, but the people that are in here are the Europeans. These are the Romans carrying away the table of showbread, the Ark of the Covenant. There's this stage. They're carrying away the Ark of the Covenant. They're carrying away the menorah. The Europeans did this, baby. Listen, I'm not saying nothing that God and the Bible and history don't love. Now, was it every single one? No, it wasn't. But as a nation, you better believe that they was on it. So we got robbed. These are some pretty cool images. I wanted to use this one too. I wanted to use this image also. Whenever I go for images, I usually go for, this is called, okay, so look at this right here. This image is called a plate. This is an art renderation, but this is called a plate, Plate, right? Library of Congress. Let's go to this page real quick. What's the difference in these images? This is an image that's a plate that's based off of, I'm very easily, the book is early 1600s, early 16. I'm going to say probably, around the same time as my Encyclopedia Britannica edition first. All right. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the art style of it, you look at how old it is. I'm saying, you see the details, it's made to be specific. All right. So a few things let's look at. All right. One, let's look at these curtains. Now, they did a really good job on this based off of what they can do. I don't know why they gave the high priest elf ears, but for some reason they gave him a flat Caucasian face and elf ears. Well, that's something that I'm not going to pay attention to too much. So you have the three major things that's mentioned within the tabernacle of the Most High God. You have the menorah, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's always very important that you acknowledge that the menorah is a 7-branch candlestick. Not 9, not 12. It's 7 branches. If you see a menorah that's not 7 branches, you know it's of the devil. Flat out. When you're looking at the tabernacle of the Most High and its height, you're saying 60 cubits in height. All right. So 60 cubits is about 90 feet tall. This building that God had us to carry was 90 feet tall, and we used to pack it up, click it together, unclick it like a Lego. We used to click this thing apart and unpart like it was a Lego machine, and when we put it together, it was so seamless, you couldn't tell where it was put together at. Only the Levites knew. Only the Levites knew. The Romans were so happy to invade us and to steal the tabernacle that you can take apart, put back together. This thing was 90 feet tall. Imagine a 10-story building. All right. Think about this thing was bigger than Buckingham Palace. It was bigger than the White House. Which, by that also, the White House was built by Negroes in slavery and captivity. So don't forget that. The White House was built by African Americans in slavery. Okay? Keep that in mind. Let's look at this page real quick. I'm going to switch over here. All right. This is one of my favorite books, man. Outside of the Bible, Josephus, man. All right. This is a picture that has a picture of the relief. This is called the Jewish relief. It's basically when the Romans robbed the Israelites. They robbed us. There's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? Now they over there doing the same thing. I don't know who that big head heathen was. All right, this is what we was looking for right here. So this is an actual carving. All right, and I believe this is the siege of Tacitus. All right, so as you all can see, here's the real, and this thing was huge, man. As far as what we studied, you know what I'm saying, the menorah was what, 6 feet tall. That's crazy, man. Made out of all solid gold. Not just made out of all solid gold, one solid piece of gold. So this thing was made out of one. Now this image is pretty cool, you know what I'm saying, but we're gonna use it for right now. But it's supposed to be a bowl on the top of each one to hold the lamp oil, and then each one of these are positioned like flowers and knops. Flowers and knops, flowers and knops. But listen, here's the tricky part. It's not just a flower and knops and bowls. These actually represent the solar system. I don't know how to explain it to you any more than what I know it, but the menorah actually represents the solar system. All right. Let's look at a few things. And it's the Shabbat day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do. You better not have a job today on the Shabbat day. You better not be out there slaving. You slave. You out there slaving on the Shabbat, man. If it's an accident, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But after a minute, you got to be like, I'm not doing that no more. After a minute, you got to be like, you know what? Yeah, God set me free. You better proclaim your liberty in Christ. I don't understand. So look at this image right here. What you're looking at is very childish. Childish. All right, so as you can see, 7 planets in celestial order. All right, that's what I put in the search bar. Search 7 planets in celestial order. Why did I do that? Because according to the menorah has 7 branches. All right, I'm not even going to numerology and the specific number 70 and the 7th seal of the special of the perfect. Now, and you know, Hebrew numerology, yeah, it does go, you know, perfection. You know what I'm saying? But not going into that. Not going into that. Just look at the planets. So there's 7 of them 7 of them that's lined up that we know of. Now let's compare this image, all right, to what we read, and you all tell me if it sounds plausible or not. Now the 7 lamps. We're reading from always cite your source. So we're reading from Flavius Josephus, Antiquities of the Jews. Now the 7 lamps signify the 7 planets. Let's go up just a little bit more. And the first part was cut off at 40 cubits and had in it 3 things that were wonderful and famous among all mankind: the candlestick, which is the menorah, the table of showbread, and the altar of incense, the altar of incense. Now, the 7 lamps signify the 7 planets. For so many were springing out of the candlestick. What? What does the menorah have to do with 7 planets? This is how I think. Y'all forgive me. I don't care. Go to the Isle of Patmos. You know how some people are like, yeah, I just got out of jail. Like, how long you doing in jail, man? I'm here for like 6 months. 6 months, man. Get your buddy. You better do some years. So I'm gonna tell you this: anytime on the Isle of Patmos will change its style. So now I think about things different. So as I'm studying, I'm like, what does this have to do? The candlestick, the table of showbread, the altar of incense. Now the 7 lamps signify the 7 planets. All right, that's interesting. That's different. The 7 lamps of the menorah, and you got the 7 classical planets. Let's name off the 7. Who can name off the 7 planets? You got the moon, right? Some people might say the moon is not a planet. Now, the moon actually is not a planet. Did you know that? The moon is actually a satellite. The moon is not a planet. It's a satellite. You got the moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Something ain't right. Where the Earth fit in on that? Hold on. Let's do some more research. Let's see what Esau got to say.
So if you hear somebody say Hanukkah menorah or a menorah we use for Hanukkah, we do mean Hanukkah. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's just an American tradition, and it will not likely to change because it's been going on for a long time. And so people, once something gets going, whether it's correct.
This is only at 1 minute and 25 seconds. I'm gonna run it back. I think I can handle 1 minute and 25 seconds of hearing them speak. Now, when I hear those who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, behold, I will make them which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, come and worship before thy feet to know that I have loved thee. I know thy works, thy tribulation, thy poverty, but thou art rich. Who, me? When I listen to Esau speak, Amalek speak, because there was no way he would have made it building pyramids in Egypt. That man looked like he about to have a sunstroke in a room with central AC in it. He looked like he getting sunburned by that bright white background screen. I don't think he would have made it in the desert of Egypt. So when I hear them speak, I automatically look for the lie. In comparison to what I wrote or what I've read, I look for the lie. At the same time, your enemy knows more about you than you do. The Most High said that you will be sold into slavery and captivity to your hands of your enemies. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to hate anybody, because I don't hate anyone. I don't. But my friends didn't hang my grandparents from trees, if you get my drift. My friends didn't cut out the babies of the mothers of my nationality and didn't sell. Let's not go there for now, because it's the Shabbat day. Now, their children may be my friends. Their children are my friends, and I'm their friend. Let's hear what our friend has to say.
At the center of Hanukkah celebrations is this unusual lamp. Always is. It's a vessel of light. It's this unusual looking candelabra. It's a little bit different for everyone.
Candelabra. I'm so sorry. Gotta stop you right there. So they got this way of speaking, and I mean, some of it is for edification, but some of it is just for code talk. You know what I'm saying? You're talking code a certain way, you say certain things so people can't keep on. If you can throw them off in a conversation. So candelabra, if you never heard it, it's another way of saying candle or chandelier. All right. So chandelier, the menorah is also, I hate it when people don't just tell the truth straight up. What? Why? Why make it so complicated? So candelabra or chandelier is also another phrase that the menorah is called. You can look up holy chandelier. Look up holy candelabra, and it's gonna pull up the menorah. So Amalek, Esau, you know what I'm saying, the small hats, you know what I'm saying, what they do is and the Most High told us not have our heads covered, man. The whole principle is different, at least when we minister. So so make it plain. So candelabra, menorah.
Everyone, obviously. I've seen so many different varieties of them. Hanukkah is called the Festival of Lights in honor of the miracle that occurred with this holy lamp in the temple. So there was one in the temple. And though short on oil, the lamp burned miraculously for much longer than it should have, for 8 days, in fact. So we light the Chanukias, these lamps that look like the temple menorah, but with 2 extra branches.
I'm sorry, what?
A quick.
I'm sorry, what? Did y'all hear what that heathen just said? You just wait. Hold on. Wait a minute.
So we light the Chanukias, these lamps that look like the temple menorah.
These lamps that look like, that's called. So these are lamp-ish, right? They're lamp-ish.
But with 2 extra branches.
That boy slid that in there so quick, he might have just went right up under the bed. You wouldn't even have seen him. He just ran in the room and just leading back, and his knees bent. He just slid right up under the bed, left a whole oily trail. You imagine that? That'd be terrifying, man. Wow. Just slide up under the bed. Say what? So he says with 2 extra branches. Let's get this real quick. All right. There's blatantly an issue that we see right here. All right, so you might not see it, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. All right, you might already think you know. If you think you already know, tell me, what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong in the face of Yasharal, in the face of Yahweh? Now Yahweh said 7 branches. We read it. There it is, right there. This man said it's candle like-ish, the temple-ish like-ish, but we add 2 more branches. And he tried to hurry up and cut the video, but we add 2 more branches. This is Revelation Revelations, not Revelation. We're gonna look at Revelation 2. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 4. But ye see, but ye that did cleave unto Yahweh your Elohim, Lord your God, are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do them in the land whether ye go to possess it. Therefore, keep and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of nations, which shall hear all these statutes and shall say, surely this great nation is wise. Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great to have God, Allah, so nigh unto them as Yahweh, our Allah, is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as this law, which I set before thee this day? The answer to the question is there is no other nation. There's no other nationality save the Israelite nationality that the Most High gave these two, Bashem, Mashiach, Yahushua. Everyone else can learn, but you can kind of get locks, but you ain't really locking it. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. Look what the Most High said. Now therefore hearken, O Yasha, unto the statutes and the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in the land and possess it, that which Yahweh Allah of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh Allah which I command you. There is no 8, 9, 12 branch menorah. The Most High said Shnevin, it's Shnevin. The Most High said 7, it's 7. So when Mr. Heathen Locks came up in here, let's see what he said. All right, real quick. Boy, slid that up under there slid that in there with ease. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. That's when I get up and leave the room. That's when I get up and leave the room. I say, you going off? I say, what scripture is that? That's when I get up and leave the room. So it's very important for us to know that these things were mentioned for our edification. The Most High did not tell. Listen, what 9 planets are they talking about? Is that how many? There's 9 planets now. Let's look at this real quick. All right, this is called St. John of Damascus. St. John of Damascus on light, fire, luminary, stars. If you want to learn that the Earth is not flat, because since the Earth is flat, this is the absolute head-chopping book. This book will just cut all of that spherical globe Earth stuff. This is the book that you need to prove it. But not only did this book prove that the Earth is flat, it also proves what? It also proves that God's existence. Shalom, Kevin. Salute. This book don't prove that the Earth is flat. The Earth is a sphere, baby. But sphere gang. Fill up them spheres. Globe gang. Nuh-uh. I say no to the flat earthers. No. See that? Flat Earth. So this book is phenomenal. All right, but let's look at this real quick on the astronomical aspects from Genesis chapter 1. On the luminaries, the Creator Yahweh bestowed the first created light, not because he was in need of other light. Now, something that you might not understand about this is when you think of light, you might think of the actual sun, but the light here is mentioned as being what's called also known as the ethos or the ethos, which is the natural light that's here that you can just see because you can just see. If you didn't have the natural ethos or the ethos, then the light from the sun wouldn't matter. So I think that's an excellent way of explaining it. Thank you, Father. And it's going to get better. On these luminaries, the Creator bestowed the first created light, which is the ethos or the ethos, not because he was in need of other light, but that light might not remain idle. For a luminary is not merely a light, but a vessel for containing light. Let me explain. So, you see this right here? This is a luminary, right? This is a luminary. And this is a cool luminary. I like this. You see the color on the bottom of that boy right there? Y'all see that? Yeah, it's one of these good boys too. All right. So, a luminary is not merely a light. This isn't a light. This isn't a light. Just like the sun isn't a light of itself. It's a vessel for containing light. The moon, it's a luminary. Let's read this again. On the luminaries, the Alahaya bestowed the first created light, not because he was in need of other light, but that light might not remain idle. For a luminary is not merely a light, but a vessel for containing light. Aha! There are, we are told, 7 planets among these luminaries, and these move in a direction opposite to that of the heaven. Hence, the name planets. Hey, I want to see something real quick. I want to see something. Just bear with me, everybody. I am just special. All right, Isle of Patmos. All right. Don't you hate it when you're locked up and you don't get no letters from your friends and your family? All right. Planet, late Old English, planete, in old astronomy. So, hey, check this out. I want to encourage everybody, get into this too. When you get into old astronomy, make sure you get into Arabic. Make sure you get into Arabic astronomy also. All right. Old astronomy, star other than fixed stars. Star revolving in an orbit from Old French planete, planet, planete, directly from Latin, from Greek, from Astartes, estes, planete, wandering stars, wanderer, to wander, a word of uncertain etymology. You see that? It say it right there. The planets is flat on the notion of spread out. You see, the planets is spread out like flat peanut butter. I'm Samuel L. Jackson. All right. So let's get back to this real quick. All right. So I want to see what this Gentile was speaking, and we're going to go back to our notes, to what we were reading. All right.
Explanation about Hanukkahs and menorahs. I know that in America it's very common to say menorah, and a lot of times we say Hanukkah menorah, which a lot of people in other parts of the world would laugh at, because they know that menorah is menorah and Hanukkah is Hanukkah. They're two different things. So if you hear somebody say Hanukkah menorah or a menorah we use for Hanukkah, we do mean Hanukkah. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's just an American tradition, and it will not likely to change because it's been going on for a long time. And so people once...
Man, shut up. That's how I be thinking. My bad, man. Shut up, man. With all that filler fluff information, it ain't giving no truth. I mean, I guess it's all truth and a little bit of filth flam or whatever, but come on, man. Get to the script. And that be that talk that I don't like, and I'll tell you why. The reason being is a lot of it is just, it's like wagging the dog. It's not really to get you anywhere or to help edify you. It's just to make it look like I know something that you don't. So
once something gets going, whether it's correct or incorrect, it doesn't matter. It will just keep on going.
Snobby ass.
So call them Hanukkah menorahs if you must.
See.
Well, Hanukkah. So if I say Hanukkah, you know exactly what I mean. If I say menorah, you know I'm talking about the Hanukkah menorah right now. Although usually when I say menorah, I really mean the 7 light lamp that was burned.
That's why I can't stand these heathens. Do y'all understand? He only said 3 things. We had to use all of that time listening to what he was saying to only say 3 things. He said, in America, you guys call it the Hanukkah menorah, but everybody else knows it's just a menorah. If you want to call it Hanukkah menorah, you can. It's just called a menorah. I know how to talk like that. I know how to flip my speech like that. And it's only out of pride and arrogance that people do that. It's not to edify you. It's annoying. It's agitating. It's not to help you.
In the temple in the ancient days. So, as I mentioned, most of the Hanukkahs do kind of sort of look like the temple menorah. Maybe, maybe not. It really depends because that's not always the case.
In case you didn't catch that, he said menorahs usually have 7 branches, but, which is whenever he said the temple menorah, he's talking about the right menorah, all right? The one that Yahweh gave us, 7 branches. As you see, these heathens got 9, right? So when he makes those key phrases, that's why you got to learn how to listen to what the people be saying, because a lot of times it'll be code stuff that's in between, you know. So as he's saying the temple menorah, he's talking about the Israelite menorah, the menorah that black people, that we own, that they stole. He says, but now it's not so much like that because hey, we do what we want to do. We don't care about Deuteronomy chapter 4. Do not add to or take away from. We don't care about that.
Our Hanukkah lamps, whether today they are oil-filled or they have candles or they're LED, this is the new latest thing, okay, they all reflect and commemorate the temple menorah. That's really what
our Hanukkah lamps, whether they are oil-filled. So the Hanukkah lamp, so the menorah, all right, just the menorah, not even just for Hanukkah, not even just for the memorial. Oh, and it's so ridiculous. He's a part of the race that invaded Jerusalem that caused Hanukkah. He's a part of the race that invaded ours. That is ridiculous. That ain't a walking oxymoron. I don't know what that is. They invaded us and they envied their own brother, and now he's up there trying to teach about it. Ridiculous. The menorah is supposed to be filled with anointing oil, olive oil, that's mentioned in the scriptures. What our Goyim friend said here is whether they are oil filled, which they're supposed to be, candles, they can be candles, or LED. I mean, what scripture is that? All reflect and commemorate the temple menorah. I guess you could.
What it's about. They're all supposed to emulate that. They're all supposed to represent that. And the case. Our Hanukkah lamps, whether today they are oil-filled or they have candles or they're LED, this is the new latest thing, okay, they all reflect and commemorate the temple menorah. That's really what it's about. They're also...
All right, so let's go ahead and stop this real quick. So these heathens are something else. All right, so I got to pull back up to those who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. All right, so we'll pull that up real quick. Not just that scripture. Revelations chapter 1, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. Look. All right, share the screen and say, all right, so look at this. This Gentile heathen lying sucker butt. He said, you know what, whether we got LEDs or whether they're oils or candles or ours have 9 branches, they just represent the temple. That's all it's really about. The disrespect, the unmitigated gall of these heathens to try to teach. Ay, Dios míos. The menorah is not only just a symbol of the temple, of what we had in our temple by the instructions of God Almighty, Bashem Mashiach Yahushua. You know, the Most High said, write down everything you see in heaven. That's what the Most High said. He told that to Masha. He said, write down everything you see. Masha came back. He wrote down the menorah. He drew the tabernacle. So everything that Masha seen Bahashemayim in the heavens is what he reported back to us. So the menorah is not just some schmeagly meagly, oh, it's just represented in the temple. Nah, man, look at this, man. This is Revelation chapter 1. All right, let's read down. Boom, look at this. We're going to start at our friend, our typographical punctuation, all right, which is called our Pilcrow right here. All right, so we have Revelations chapter 1, verse 12, and if everybody can see the pilcrow symbol. All right. He says, and I turned to see the voice that spake with me. Let's go up. Yeah, let's start at this pilcrow. Let's start at this pilcrow in verse 9. All right, so this is the Apostle John. He says, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation, and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the island that's called Patmos, for the word of Yahweh and the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. And I was in the spirit on Allah's day, on the Lord's day. Now, let me ask you all this real quick. When he says he was in the spirit on the Lord's day, what is the Lord's day? Was the Lord's day the Sabbath, or is the Lord's day Sunday? According to Hebrew tradition, after Hamashiach gave his life and was resurrected, did we call Shabbat day the Lord's day, or did the Israelites call Sunday the Lord's day? Not taking away the Shabbat, but just which one? And I was in Revelation chapter 1, verse 10, and I was in the spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet saying, I am the Af, Alak Watha. You see that? Here we go again. I am the Af, the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. I am the Af, 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 Af. Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly and sometimes accidentally calls Jesus Christ, he said, I am the Af. I am the Af, the first and the last. See, that Alpha and Omega, it never really set with me. It just never sat with me. Even when I was a picnic them, I was like, what is that? I was like, why is that there? And then it sent me go look at some symbols. But Af, Allah, and the meaning of it, all that matters. Saying, I am the Af, the first and the last. What seest thou? Write in a book. So the Most High brothers talking about, as a book written by man. Yeah, God inspires men to write books. Holy men. I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and last. And what thou seest, write in a book, and send it to the 7 churches that are in Asia, Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, Pergamos, Thyatira, I have an issue with that one, Sardis, and Philadelphia, and Laodicea. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. So shame on these Yasha Alim Akwatian wa Akyam sisters and brothers who speak negatively about Israelites who wear garments. I'm a garment wearer, and I wear garments down to my feet. And girt about the paps with the golden girdle. And girt about the paps with the golden girdle. So Yahushua is the one who's standing here. And he's what? He's standing in the midst of 7. What did the apostle say? I turned and saw the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. So you mean to tell me that this is just a representation of the... Stop it. Stop it. This menorah thing runs deep. And I want you all to look up the man. His name is Bezalel Batazal Allah. And Bezalel Batazal Allah was the Negro that the Most High used to actually make the menorah. Let's take a couple windows back. All right. So we see the knops and the bowls and the branches. The knops, the bowls, the branches. All right, let's get back to our astronomy. There are, we are told, 7 planets among these luminaries, and these move in a direction opposite to that of heaven. Hence the name planets. For while they say that the heaven moves from east to west, the planets move from west to east. But the heaven bears the 7 planets among its, along with it by Khan, Tualaban, Kwamla Babakusha, by its swifter motion. Now, these are the names of the 7 planets. Now, look at this: Luna, Mercury, Venus, Sol, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. You see that? These are the 7 planets. Mwah.
The little one is asleep. I couldn't get her to sleep.
It's okay. She's not gonna go to sleep yet because she'll probably be up for a while. Do you want to? Are you ready for a call? Are you ready for a call? Are you hungry? I was thinking that too. I was thinking I'm hungry too. Zakaria, that bowl right there, it should be warmed up. Put you and Shadaya enough chicken and soup in there as you want to. Oh, God. Okay. Zakaria, matter of fact, their little plate. Shadaya. Kayaya. My bad. I was doing it. Kayaya. That's fine. I don't want Kayaya in there. Why do you have a turkey egg? Why do you have an egg? Because your big brother Zakaria is standing right there. Well, yeah, I know where it was at, but that's a turkey egg that's already been boiled and ready to eat for dinner. Would you like a turkey egg? You would? Zakaria, take out that turkey egg. Yeah, you can peel it for her over the trash can, but you have to have a plate or a bowl. Excuse me, son. You have to have a plate or a bowl to put her food on because it's not a toy. It's a turkey egg. All right, Kawada, to those that's still rocking with us, that was patient enough. We appreciate you. So I'm pretty sure by now you've had enough time to read the screen. Here's the link, and this is what I should have did. I apologize. Here's the link. All right. Wow, Kawada, everybody's still rocking with us. So patient. All right. Here is the link for the website that we're looking at. So if anybody would like to, there you have it. All right. Okay, so let's go back to it. Luna, Mercury, Venus, Sol, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. And in each zone of heaven is, we are told, one of these 7 planets. And the first and the highest, Saturn. Second, Jupiter. The third, Mars. The fourth, Sol. The fifth, Venus. The sixth, Mercury. The seventh and lowest, Luna. The course which the Creator appointed them to run is unceasing and remains fixed as he established them. For the divine David, you know, King David that wrote the Psalms. Look at what St. John of Damascus, he's quoting King David. For the divine David says, the moon and the stars, which you established. That word established, it means esteme. It means foundation. And by the word established, he refers to the fixity and unchangeableness of the order and series granted to them by Yahweh. For he appointed for them seasons and signs and days and years. It is through the sun that our 4 seasons are brought about. And the first of these is spring, for in it God created all things. And even down to the present time, its presence is evident by the bursting of flowers into bud. Further, they say that there are in heaven 12 signs. These 12 signs are called the zodiac. The menorah is a part of the zodiac. Job chapter 38, KJV, Blue Letter Bible. This is the book of Job, chapter 38. And I hope that you all can see this. This is the book of Job, chapter 38. And let's start at verse 31. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Pleiades, for those of you who don't know, is a constellation that's in the sky. Let me explain. Pleiades constellation, 7 sisters, Taurus tail. Pleiades is so beautiful. The constellation Pleiades, and I pray that you all can see this. If you all get a chance and you go outside, and I think this would be probably the best one to use just for now. All right, just for now, because if you look at the sky and you try to do it through the sky, then it's easy to get lost if you don't have a guide. Let me just say it like that. So it's easy to get lost if you don't have a guide. So let's do this. When you look up at the night sky, you're gonna see this constellation. You're gonna see 1, 2, 3 belts. You see that? You see those 3? Those 3 belts are the constellation Orion. And that's what's mentioned right here in the Bible. So in the Bible right here, it says, canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? And the beautiful part about that is the way that it's reading astronomically, it's reading from right to left. Let me show you. This right here is M45. M45 is the constellation Pleiades. Pleiades is a collection of stars that literally looks like a Dragon Ball in the sky. And it bugs me out how Israelites are so wonderfully adamant on learning, because it encourages me to learn more. The Pleiades constellation looks like a Dragon Ball in the sky on a clear night, and it's in the tail of Taurus. So the constellation, it goes like this. It goes Pleiades, Taurus, and then Orion. That's why I said it's so fire, because the Most High is reading from right to left. He's reading the sky for us from right to left, like showing this child how to read it. You go this way. Maybe we've been reading the zodiac the wrong way all this time. I never thought about that. Maybe we've been reading the constellations the opposite direction. Why are we reading it clockwise if they travel counterclockwise? I never thought about that until now. The Wadi Hour. What do y'all think about that? Let's come back to this page. I hope everybody keeps up with me. Let's read this again. Further, they say there are 12 signs made by the stars, and that these move in opposite direction of the sun and moon and the other 5 planets, and that the 7 planets cross path these 12 signs. So you have the 12 planets in the constellation, which the menorah represents. The 12 planets, not the constellation, the 12 planets in the heavens. And the menorah represents that. But then you have the zodiac, which is 12 signs. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't know if that means anything. What's 19 mean in American? Just thinking. And that these move in opposite direction to the sun and moon and the other 5 planets, and that the 7 planets cross these 12 signs. Further, the sun makes a complete month in each sign and transverses the 12 signs in the same number of months. These then are the names of the 12 signs in their respective months. And I'm going to copy this because maybe you will like to have this information. I do support understanding astronomy. I support knowing astronomy and not supporting astrology. But at the same time, you know, you kind of have to know a little bit of everything so you can know what's right and what's wrong. Okay. So this is the right perspective of learning astronomy. Okay. This is the right perspective. Okay. And if anybody would like to, there's that link right there. Yeah. There, it's not the link, it's the information. So upon seeing this, I said to myself, I said, self, all of this stuff is in the Bible. All this stuff is in the Bible. Astronomy, the moon transversing, the 12 signs, the constellations, the menorah. I said, sir, all of this stuff is in the Bible. And then once I seen it, I said, oh man, I'm done. I'm finished. Because the picture just keeps getting greater and greater. Let's see what the scripture says. We're in the book of Zechariah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, and it reads, and the angel talked with me, and the angel that talked with me came again and walked and waked me. And waked me as a man that waketh out of his sleep, and said unto me, what seest thou? And I said, I have looked, and behold, a candlestick of all of gold, with a bowl upon the top of it, and its 7 lamps thereof. So whenever we go to Amalek and we see they just be making up stuff, this is why I can't take you seriously. I can't take you seriously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and still had the audacity to say, but we add 2 more. That's because they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let's go back to this. This is the constellation Pleiades. All right. The constellation Pleiades is also known as the 7 sisters. The constellation Pleiades is in the back end of the constellation Taurus. This is Taurus. If you go outside on the clear night sky, you'll see the long 2 horns of Taurus. You'll see Orion's belt. You'll see his archer's bow facing towards the bull. But then behind Taurus, you'll see this beautiful cluster of what looks like stars. And they're all so close together that you can see them in a group, and they give off a radiant light, and that radiant light gives off an aurora, and it looks like a Dragon Ball in the sky. So that's what Pleiades is, and it's right here in the Bible. The Most High says, canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades? Or no, you cannot. Or loose the bands of Orion? No, you cannot. Can thou bring forth Mazzaroth in its season? No, you cannot. Why can you not bring forth Mazzaroth in its season? Because I don't have the power to spin the wheel of zodiac. That's what the word Mazzaroth means. It's right here. Mazzaroth. Let's read our Lashon Kodash. Matzarah. Matzarah. Matzarah, Matzarah, Matzarah. What's Matzarah mean? Matzarah, it says, look at this, everybody. This has been in your Bible the whole time. This is the book of Job, chapter 38, verse 31. Mazzaroth, the 12 signs of the zodiac and their 36 associated constellations. There's something strange that's happening in the skies right now, in the constellations, in the atmosphere, in the air. Matzarawath, Matzarawath, Matzarawath. It says the sign of the zodiac, proper lodgings, Chaldean, Matzala ya. Oh wait, Matzala ya, Matzala ya. I gotta look that up. Vulgate, Lucifer. The objection to this interpretation made by Edward Graham. Okay, I gotta look at his note. The Ra'ash is often softened to a lamad, but very rarely, vice versa. L is hardened to a Ra'ash. Is removed by examples, which might easily be increased. I didn't get that. I gotta read that again. I didn't get it. I love it, man. I didn't get it. It looks like what he was breaking down was somebody else spelled it incorrectly, but I'm gonna have to check into that. So the word Matzarah, Mazarah, Matzarah. The word Matzarah is the word for zodiac. And how many times is it mentioned in the Bible? Look, someone mentioned one time. You can only find this word once in the Bible. Where can we find that? The book of Job, chapter 38, verse 32. Pretty interesting, huh? So I know the significance is high. I know that us knowing our zodiac, I know that us knowing the constellations Christ coming, I know that us knowing, at least studying and looking a little bit more, this is one of the best gifts I can, outside from, teaching you your nationality, introduce to you how outside. This is probably one of the best Saparium gifts I can give you today, and it's this book right here. Let me show you what you can do with this in case you don't know. If you can't read, you can always listen. Okay. So watch this with this link. If you didn't know you can do this, then let me introduce you. Okay, here we go. Here we go, our image. Yeah, that's down. Hey, Shalom. Be better if you can watch on YouTube. This Facebook is cool. All right, so let's share this screen now. So here we go. So again, we have the dog star Sirius, which is biting at the heel of Orion, and Orion is striking at towards the bull and the sweet constellation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 sisters of Pleiades are in the bull of Taurus. Yo, this is so fire, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. The message or the story, I don't understand it. I don't understand all of it, but to be able to see it and decipher some of it and then go to it and then you can see it in the Bible, it's all right here. It blows my mind. Here you go, right here. Job chapter 38, verse 32. Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? That word Mazzaroth we just looked at, it means the zodiac. Can you take your hand and can you spin the wheel of constellations? Can you move Cancer in place in its season? No, you cannot. No, you cannot. And it's so fire that the Hebrew, we knew of the zodiac. Just like we knew of the 7 planets in the representation of menorah. Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in the season? Canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Ooh, y'all want to see what Arcturus is? What is Arcturus? Arcturus. Arcturus. Let's see. Arcturus. How big is Arcturus versus the sun? Oh my goodness. Oh my, yeah, I had no idea. Did y'all know this? Did you all know? Shalom. Did you all know that in comparison to the size of our sun, there's a star that's called Arcturus? You like it good? You like it good? Is it good? You thirsty? Did you like what Abba made? Abba did good? Con. Ask somebody, I'll get you some. Get you some yum. Con. So, did you know that in comparison to the Earth, our sun is larger, but Arcturus is bigger than our sun? I need to keep an eye on Arcturus. I've never thought about that. I mean, I don't know if you all are seeing this or getting this. So if our sun is doing crazy things and cracking and it's causing the world to act nuts, what if there was a planet or a sun, which there is, it's mentioned about in the book of Job, chapter 38 right now, that's bigger than our sun, that does greater things. If you're watching on Facebook, switch over to the YouTube. You'll be able to see our screen share. We're going to switch over to here and play this real quick because I want everybody to kind of get a nice visual, understanding of what we're saying. All right. So the Most High, which he did, he gave us the menorah, right? The menorah is a holy candlestick. All right. It's the holy candle branch. All right. And with that, it represents the seven holy planets, the 7 planets. There's so much to learn. It's ridiculous. I actually thought that the sun, and this is my own childish thinking. I actually thought that the sun I don't know what I was thinking. There's a planet called Arcturus in the Bible, and I've never done this before in my life, and I just did it. It's not a planet, it's a huge gas star, and it's mentioned right here in the Bible because I knew Zodiac. Was Job chapter 38, verse 32. Canst thou bring forth the Zodiac in its season? No, we can't. Canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Oh my goodness! Do you mean to tell me that Arcturus has other planets that's with it that's bigger than its? Yeah, make sure you just get my Bon Con. All right. The word here for Arcturus, which I've never done this before. Ma? No lie. You put on a stove right now. All right, so Ayash. I'll take care of it. Ayash, a constellation. Great Bear, Ursa Major. Well, I didn't know that Ursa Major is also Arcturus. I think Ursa Major, the Great Bear, is the constellation that Daniel was waiting to see when at the birth of Christ. I think that's the Great Bear, a very bright northern constellation major, which we, in common with the Greeks and Romans, call the Wain. Nebuchadnezzar's description of Arabia, we can find it there. It appears to be the same as Ayash. All right, Job chapter 38, verse 32. That's what we are. Yay. Were her sons. Let's see. Banayah are the 3 stars at the tail of the bear. Okay. We got it. We're getting somewhere. So the 3 stars. So can you bring forth the huge bear constellation along with her 3-star planet? What is this? I love the Bible so much because when people talk about science, astronomy, astrology, biography, cartography, you talk about any subject, it's already there. It's already there. I'm going to take this time and study. Also, I'm going to give me something to eat. All right, I haven't eaten yet. And I pray that everybody continues to study the spot. Look at this. Look at it. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? The Sabbath is not over. Not even close. Don't be like them Israelites that be like, when will the sun go down that we may buy and sell corn and wine and oil and make the ephod small and the shekel great? Don't be like one of them. If anything, enjoy your rest. All right. I know I need to. I think my tiredness just kicked in. All right. So when we come back, we'll get back to the Torah portion, reading, understanding, just looking at stuff and enjoying our time, man. And keep yourselves in if you can. Don't be out in the streets. Don't be thoughts on a Shabbat day. All right. Y'all stay in. Okay. Y'all stay in. Don't be out there running the streets on a Shabbat day. There's more risk of you to accidentally sin, more risk of you to accidentally, do some buying or selling or something like that, or more risk of you running into one of your exes. You know what I'm saying? Running into one of your exes on the Sabbath day. Hey, what you been up to? Nothing. Hey, yeah, nothing. Stay in. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say Yabrakum Yahweh Bahasham Hamashayach Yahoshi. All right. Most I bless you all. Keep you all, make His face to shine upon you all. Salute to them. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the building. I love learning. I love learning together. I need to take a nap. All right, most times I'll see you on a bit. I'm on some fat boy stuff. All praise. Shalom. 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 All right. I gotta take a fat boy nap because I'm gonna eat some bread. Hey y'all, guess what I'm gonna eat? I'm gonna eat soup and I'm gonna eat bread. Yes. I'm back on the bread. I gotta be careful. I get Usher. He did one of my favorite quotes. That boy Usher was like, I gotta stay away from the bread. My body snapped back like a rubber band. Something like that. I don't know. But enjoy yourselves. When y'all see me on next time, if you want to build with me, we'll bring up some more. All right. So here's the whole thing right here. This is this week's Torah portion. All right. We went through these earlier. All right. Come back. That's what we'll be doing. So when the sun goes down, try to get something and say shalom build. All praise, it's in through. All right. Hey, I like this song because in the song they say, yeah. So I was thinking about General Yohana. Oh, they did a song for General Yohana. That's pretty cool. Somebody actually take a break.